Good morning and welcome to Super Bowl 52 here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm Dolores DeBella from the National Football League. Today, we are pleased to share with you several significant developments in the NFL's efforts to fight criminal enterprises that are preying on the NFL fans and their enthusiasm for the game by trafficking in counterfeit tickets and counterfeit NFL merchandise, including the counterfeit NFL merchandise you see below here on the stage. We at the NFL are proud to again have the support of both federal and state law enforcement agencies. Joining us today to talk about Operation Team Player, a nationwide law enforcement effort to disrupt the sale of counterfeit sports merchandise and tickets, is Alex Koo, Federal Coordinator and Special Agent in Charge from Homeland Security Investigations St. Paul Field Office, Lee Takaki, Supervisory Officer of the U.S. and Customs and Border Protection Minneapolis Field Office, and Lieutenant Kim Lund of the Minneapolis Police Department. Our message to NFL fans today is simple. Watch out for criminals who are looking to scam consumers and illegally profit off the popularity of the NFL, your home team, and the Super Bowl. Don't put yourself at risk. Buy authentic NFL merchandise from established retailers and online shops. And beware of phony websites and marketplace listings that are offering counterfeit merchandise for sale and can put your financial information in the wrong hands. Counterfeiting crimes don't only prey on the fans, but also hurt the local businesses, the legitimate retailers, and the licensees who support the local economy and play by the rules. Over the last several decades and leading up to this Super Bowl 52, the NFL has worked to give its fans an authentic game day experience and protect them from the sale of counterfeit merchandise through civil enforcement efforts and through close collaboration with law enforcement. We are pleased to report that for the 36th consecutive year, the NFL has obtained a civil court order to assist in the immediate seizure of counterfeit NFL merchandise and counterfeit tickets discovered in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the surrounding areas of Hennepin and Ramsey counties during Super Bowl week. I'm going to turn this over to my colleague, Michael Buchwald, to discuss our efforts to combat the sale of counterfeit Super Bowl tickets.
Thank you, Dolores. With the enthusiasm and excitement building this week ahead of Sunday's game, we also want to warn fans to be careful of con artists peddling counterfeit Super Bowl tickets. Every year, we see fans who arrive at the stadium on game day only to be turned away at the gate, having bought counterfeit tickets. The quality of counterfeit tickets can be quite sophisticated, but no matter how real the tickets may look, a fake ticket will not get you into the stadium on Sunday. That's why we strongly discourage fans from buying tickets from any suspicious sources. Even if a ticket looks real, it could have been reported lost or stolen, which means the person holding it may not be granted entry into the stadium. The only way to ensure that you are buying the real thing is to buy tickets from reliable sources like the NFL Ticket Exchange, On Location, or established ticket retailers. In order to curtail criminals' ability to create fake tickets, the NFL has implemented a number of special security features in every authentic Super Bowl ticket. As you can see, the front of the ticket includes a full polymer graphic with a raised appearance that you can feel. It's on the Super Bowl wording, the trophy dots, and the NFL Shield logo. Importantly, though, on the back of each ticket is a true color security label, this year with the Minneapolis skyline, the 52 Roman numerals, and the Wilson football with the Super Bowl 52 logo. And thermochromic ink is used on the graphic on the lower part of the ticket back. The U.S. Bank Stadium image will fade when heat is applied and will return when the heat source is removed. Thank you. We'd like to invite Alex Koo, Special Agent in charge of HSI in the St. Paul Field Office, to tell us about his agency's work in Operation Team Player.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. DeBella and Mr. Buchwald, and thank you for joining us. Before I continue, I'd like to recognize the officers standing behind me, as well as the countless partnerships that we've had through private industries. Our success relies heavily on these partnerships and I want to more specifically mention some key partners in our local partners here. CBP, Customs and Border Protection, Minneapolis Police Department, St. Paul Police Department, the FBI, Minnesota Department of Commerce, Fraud Bureau, and Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. It has been an exciting few weeks here in Minneapolis as the region is opening its doors to football fans from Philadelphia, New England, and around the world for Super Bowl 52. With kickoff now less than 72 hours away, I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you the results of an ongoing ICE Homeland Security Investigations operation known as Operation Team Player. Team Player began in June 2013 and continues targeting international shipments of counterfeit sports-related merchandise as it enters the United States. The operation is run from ICE's National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center, which stands at the forefront of our government's response to global intellectual property theft. Throughout the year, authorities identified warehouses, stores, flea markets, and vendors online as well as on the streets, selling counterfeit game-related sportswear and tickets throughout the country, including many of the items we have here on display today. Fake jerseys, ball caps, T-shirts, jackets, and other souvenirs are among the counterfeit merchandise and clothing confiscated by teams of HSI special agents and officers working in partnership with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, and the numerous state and local police departments that I mentioned earlier. The NFL also is a fantastic partner in curbing this crime. Make no mistake, the theft of intellectual property rights is not a victimless crime. The illicit proceeds resulting from the sale of counterfeit or unlicensed products are more often than not funneled back to support a broad range of crimes, including human trafficking, forced child labor, and drug smuggling, just to name a few. The illegal manufacture and sale of counterfeit goods represent predatory trade practices that endanger the public health and our economy and restrict the competitiveness of U.S. products in the global market. Special agents from ICE, HSI, and officers with CBP again work with the NFL and law enforcement agencies throughout the nation to identify illegal shipments imported into the United States, as well as stores and vendors selling counterfeit merchandise and trademarked items. Fans that spend their hard-earned money to support the NFL and their favorite team can rest assured that ICE and its partners are working around the clock to ensure they are getting only genuine, high-quality, officially licensed merchandise. As Super Bowl 52 rapidly approaches, I am happy to report that in the time between last year's Super Bowl and this year's game, we have seized more than 170,000 items of fake sports items, commodities, and any sort of counterfeit items to the value of approximately $15 million. In addition to these seizures, law enforcement officers have made over 65 arrests and received 24 convictions in relation to Operation Team Player. Our efforts will continue all weekend long and again throughout the year until the next Super Bowl. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I am Lee Takaki, Supervisor with Customs and Border Protection's Office of Field Operations here in Minneapolis. Intellectual property rights is a CBP priority trade issue, which means that it is a high-risk area that can cause significant revenue loss, harm the U.S. economy, or threaten the health and safety of the American public. CBP officers and import specialists, in collaboration with our ICE counterparts, take every opportunity to disrupt the flow of counterfeit goods. IPR thieves have been known to use profits from the sale of their fake products to fund other transnational criminal activities. CBP's strategic approach to our IPR efforts are to educate and engage stakeholders to determine importations, and employ innovative approaches to enforce IPR laws at ports of entry. In 2017, CBP officers conducted approximately 34,000 seizures of counterfeit products, an increase of 8% over the previous year, with an estimated value of over $1 billion. In addition to the criminal component, Many counterfeit products, such as fake pharmaceuticals and electronics, can be harmful to the health and safety of the American public. For example, counterfeit lithium-ion batteries, which caught fire or caused injury. At every major sports event, counterfeiters take advantage of fan fever to sell a range of products bearing the trademarks and names of teams, though they are not licensed to produce or sell these trademarked items. Interrupting these activities denies criminal organizations millions in profits. It is an effort CBP and our law enforcement partners will continue to pursue to protect domestic industry, the health and welfare of the American public, and our nation's economy. As our colleagues have mentioned, CBP partnered in Operation Team Player, where we examined many shipments resulting in the seized items shown here. We are able to perform this mission because of an untiring workforce who closely examine imported goods and assist in efforts to bring enforcement actions against those conducting or contributing to intellectual property theft. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to Minnesota, and especially welcome to the city of Minneapolis. As a part of our showcase, we don't want people to see bad things, or we don't want people to get cheated and robbed out of their money. I've been working with the Minnesota Vikings for about 28 years. The last 20 years have been inside the ticket office, dealing with counterfeit and stolen tickets. I really hate to see people come and get turned away from the door. We're going to have to probably do that because unfortunately we already know that these people are here. Please, please, please get the message out not to purchase tickets off of Craigslist, or you'll be seeing me on Sunday. Please let people know that the only places that you can be guaranteed a seat inside the venue is from the NFL Ticket Exchange, Ticketmaster, or from a football box office like the Minnesota Vikings box office. That's the biggest message that we like to get out when I'm working in the Vikings ticket office, and I'm going to continue that through Super Bowl. We are proactively looking and searching for bad tickets, but we can't do everything. So if you see something out there, please let us know, and we'll try to counter it. I'd like to also say a big thank you to all of our partners, because the city of Minneapolis could not have done this by ourselves. So Homeland Security, Customs Border Patrol, FBI, City of St. Paul, all the counties, everybody's been really great. So thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody, for your attention today and for your assistance in getting the messaging out. We're looking forward to a great game on Sunday. We're going to wrap. We're going to have some one-on-one interviews, and thank you for your time.